The Nintendo Direct just happened a few weeks ago, and there are a lot of things that are really exciting, and I'm pretty satisfied with what we got for Mario's 40th anniversary and just the Direct in general. That being said, there is still one major question I have. Where is 3D Mario? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over when the next 3D Mario game is likely releasing and what I think it'll be like. Enough yapping, let's get into it. First, to try to pinpoint when this game is releasing, I looked over the schedule of upcoming releases to try to get an estimate of when this game could be coming out. First of all, 3D Mario releasing this year is completely out of the question. We already have Kirby Air Riders, Age of Imprisonment, Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon Legends EA, and the Galaxy Collection, all releasing in the 3 months left of 2025. Plus, the Galaxy Collection is, I think, Nintendo's way of giving us some kind of 3D Mario content because the next 3D Mario game could still be a while away. And looking at spring of 26, it's still pretty crowded. There's Mario Tennis Fever, Wonder Switch 2 Edition, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, the Galaxy Movie, Tomodachi Life, and Final Fantasy, plus sometime in 2026 is the new Fire Emblem and Pokemon game. Oh, and there's Virtual Boy, for some reason. Spring is filled with Mario, and 2026 already has some big games outside of that. Also, I think Fire Emblem and Pokepedia will be releasing in summer of 2026, but I also don't know how those series release games. This just makes sense to me. So with up to summer of 2026 likely having no 3D Mario, I think there are two possibilities for a release date, winter 2026 or 2027. If it releases in winter of 26, I think we will likely get an announcement in the summer, as this would give Nintendo about 3 to 6 months between announcement and release, and this would let DK Bonanza have about a year and a half of spotlight before 3D Mario. And I think 3D Mario as a holiday release date makes sense. The console would have been out for a while, and this could drive up game and console sales. So for Nintendo, this would make a lot of sense. And as of right now, I think summer 2026 announcement with a holiday 26 release date is the most likely. I do want to cover the possibility of a 2027 release because while I think it'll be late 26, 2027 is definitely not out of the question. Going back to Donkey Kong Bonanza, it was developed by the 3D Mario team. They could definitely be working on developing both games at once, however it would make sense to primarily focus on DK Bonanza as it's the second big Switch 2 game. If that's the case, this may lead to a later release date for 3D Mario, and this could definitely be the case, because them releasing the Galaxy games indicates that 3D Mario isn't coming super soon, and if we get a 2027 release, we may even get something like Odyssey Switch 2 Edition. Is it likely? No, I don't think Odyssey needs any more content, but it could be selling to placehold 3D Mario. There's also a chance for 3D World Switch 2 Edition, but once again, that seems pretty unlikely. But if any of these things do happen, I think a 2027 release is more likely. And also, if we get a different big game like 2D Mario or Zelda for 2026, it may delay 3D Mario to 2027. However, I think 3D Mario is more likely for 2026, and 2D Mario or Zelda would be 2027. Real quick, if you enjoy my channel, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe because it helps me to make more content. Anyways, now let's talk about what this game will actually be like, and this is a lot harder to guess. However, I do have some theories, and I think there's two main directions they could go with this game. First, there's the Bowser's Fury direction. Bowser's Fury is one of my favorite games. I even made a video on why I think it's potentially the best 3D Mario game, and the biggest flaw the game has is that you can finish it in only a few hours. But those few hours are a blast. This game takes place in one big open world that is gradually unlocked. Now, think about if we had a game like Bowser's Fury, but the size of Breath of the Wild. That would be absolutely amazing. Having the entire Mushroom Kingdom, or wherever this game takes place, in one connected world would be insane. I think this is the most likely route for Nintendo to take. Breath of the Wild sold incredibly well, and Odyssey, which played around with the concept of open world but still had multiple distinct sections, also sold incredibly well. And even Mario Kart is playing around with the open world idea, so I think this is pretty likely. I think this game will be like a combination of Bowser's Fury, Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, DK Bonanza, and something completely new that we have no idea about. However, I do have one other idea for a route Nintendo could take, and it all has to do with Mario Galaxy. Think about it. The Super Mario Galaxy movie and a remake of Galaxy 1 and 2. Do I think we're getting Galaxy 3? No. Well, if we do get another Galaxy game, I think it would be now. I don't think Mario Galaxy needs another game. And if we do get another Galaxy type game, I think it would be more of a spin-off centered around Galaxy rather than the main 3D Mario entry. So yeah, I don't see Galaxy 3 happening. But Nintendo, feel free to prove me wrong. However, I do think the next game could take inspiration from Galaxy. I think many people think this next game will be like Mario Odyssey or Bowser's Fury, but with a new twist. But this could just as easily take aspects from the Galaxy games, and I think that would be amazing. While I feel like the open world concept I talked about earlier is definitely more likely, I think with all the Galaxy going on right now, I don't think this is entirely out of the picture, and I could see another spacious Galaxy type Mario game happening. So if I were to guess, I think the next 3D Mario is releasing in late 2026 and will most likely be like Bowser's Fury but as a full-fledged game. But that's just my thoughts, so feel free to share what you think about the next 3D Mario game in the comments because there is so much room for speculation. Also, just to clarify, I am super happy with what we got on the Nintendo Direct, and I don't think 3D Mario needed to be announced. I just want to talk about the possibility of 3D Mario. Anyways, if you want more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And right now, you can go watch this video on why I think the Switch 2 had an amazing launch. Bye!